This is Things You Might Not Have Heard, and I am Jay Cleveland Payne, and I'm ready to present to you yesterday's latest in information, politics, current events, and pop culture. This is your go-to supplemental source for both mainstream and unconventional news. The stories you may have missed throughout the day with a little extra context added for everything we give you. We're going to get into Brad Pitt, although we're technically not talking about Brad Pitt. Even though we're talking about Brad Pitt, if you've seen the teaser graphic, you kind of get an idea where we're going with this one. Plus 7 other stories from the past day to get you into a straight and narrow for what's big news for you guys, because you vetted these stories as conversational for your daily talks or people getting things going, and crafted into this cast, 8 of them by me to give you the best story, if you will. We'll explain the vetting process in just a bit, plus give you some fun stuff for today. We always have fun stuff in the day. Stay tuned for all of that stuff. The full offerings that you can find from the Conversation Project can be fully explained at our website. This is theconversationproject.com. 8 headlines for the day, vetted by you, curated by me, Jay Cleveland Payne. Let's get into the day. Today happens to be Wednesday, November the 15th, 2023. Headlines for today begin with this one. Man arrested following death of former NHL player Adam Johnson. A man has been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter following the death of hockey player Adam Johnson last month. He remains in police custody at this time, but right now they're not releasing his name, or actually they're not releasing a lot of details on it, but they're going into detail about what happened to the issue. Speaking with various experts about what happened, and it's being turned into essentially a manslaughter case. We shall see how this plays out. It was listed as a freak accident. Of course, he was sliced in the neck while playing a game, and we will see how this thing plays out. It's not so much a secret who it is. If you're into the story, you can go deeper in detail about who they have in custody. But someone has been arrested, but they're not publicizing his identity, but talking about the issue in the process and how this may be a bit bigger than just a freak accident. Let's move on to the next story of the day, and they get much less gruesome, just guaranteed, trust me. Which is Michigan man pleads guilty to sending messages about mass shooting plot targeting Jews. They get less gruesome, trust me. Sean Pieta was arrested in June after sending anti-Semitic Instagram messages and planning an attack in East Lansing synagogue. They found guns, Nazi flags, military manuals at his house, sent multiple Instagram messages detailing plans to commit acts of violence and demonstrating sympathy for neo-Nazi ideology. Message on his phone, basically going the same thing. With the rising hostilities in the U.S. right now, authorities essentially took a little time to talk to the man again to make sure he was okay, because he's still essentially not okay, and sending more messages against the Jews, more hate messages out there. Authorities around the nation are on high alert for anything that's anti-Semitic, anti-Islamic, anti-Arabic, and basically anything that's non-us or more those people type stuff on all communities. Because even though there are fights, and we're specifically looking at the fight that's kind of ended up in Israel, which is Jews versus Muslims, or Jews versus Arabs, or Jews versus everyone else, essentially. It is a sense of people finding a group to blame, and people find a group to attack, and they're using this as an excuse to attack the group they want to blame. Trump's Truth Social reports $31.6 million net loss since launch in mid-2023. Now, it seems like Truth Social has been along a lot longer than mid-2023, but there are some sort of conflicting reports. So we pulled the story from Reuters, who which essentially what I found the more, I guess, sober version of the story to give what it had, and basically saying Truth Social, since going public, if you will, Trump media and technology group's independent registered public accounting firm indicated that it's difficult to raise additional funds through traditional financing for something like Truth Social, and because of that, it doesn't make any money. The ad revenue, such as the Twitter/X, the Facebook/Meta, doesn't really exist, because this was created, ginned up, if you will, for the thought process that the other ones that were the more basic and more profitable ones, if you call it that, weren't catering to a certain group. So you catered to a certain group, and the ad revenue didn't follow. In fact, Twitter and Facebook, those things don't really make all the money that you think they do from the ads, and they're making a lot less money. A lot of it because of the weird things that people are seeing online. However, Truth Social never been profitable, not going to be profitable. We'll see what happens when Donald Trump stops Truth Socialing altogether. He was under contract to basically be exclusive to the group. Now we'll see what happens soon when he doesn't have to have a contract, or if he has other things to worry about, like either being the president again or being in jail. This story I didn't think I'd get to because it looked very, very, very sad in the process. But it was a story that's been floating around in a couple days in the headlines with the wrong headline. Headline that didn't really explain what was going on. Hell, it didn't grab the actual story part. André 3000 from Outkast fame has a new album out, and it's his new solo album. And people were saying, okay, André 3000's new solo album's out, but it's not what you think. It's a little bit different. It's not exactly what you're expecting. So why was this headline hard to get to? Because this headline, as written by People magazine, basically says it all. André 3000 announces instrumental Flute album as fans await rap project. People have been waiting for years for a solo André 3000 rap album, and he's come out with The Blue Sun. That came out on Tuesday, so it's been out yesterday. It's been talked about for a while. 8 tracks on this thing, which is made of entirely instrumental woodwind music. Mr. André 3000 is essentially doing his own little flute thing, doing his own instrumental thing, doing his thing, literally his thing, and just putting out some nice, mellow instrumental music for the folks to hear. No hip hop, no hard beats, just flute. New Blue Sun is the realest thing that's coming right now, according to the musician, with the quote, "I would love to be out here with everybody rapping, but it's just not happening for me." So, what's in his life right now? This thing. Check it out. It's probably better than you think. It's probably really, really good. You just think you need some sort of hip-hop beats, some Atlanta soul going background. Maybe you just need some nice little calming flute music in this day and age. You see what Congress is doing yesterday? You see all that yelling and fussing that these people we vote for to take care of us are doing? Maybe they need a little bit of flute from André 3000 in their lives. And the rest of this is basically relationship stuff. I had a long night. It was kind of weird. And things I posted, the big things were relationship things. So let's go into it. Starting off with Brad Pitt, as we tease. Brad Pitt calling Ines de Ramon his girlfriend and saying he's pretty happy about it. They are going strong, says a source. And the couple's in a good place, says a good source. After Pitt's divorce with Angelina Jolie, which seemed like it was forever, but they've been fighting over assets and fighting over kids for so long, it doesn't seem to end. Pitt and de Ramon were spotted at LAMCA's Art and Film Gala together early this month. Yay. In November, de Ramon and Pitt were photographed backstage November 2022, so last year, at a Bono concert. So they've been going back and forth for a while, been seen together some places, and Brad Pitt calls her his girlfriend. Yay. Meanwhile, I think we've gone long enough to take care of any real expletive types of stuff, so I think we'll save any of those strike ratings. So, although this isn't really all that bad, Billie Eilish confirms she's attracted to women. Yeah, that's where we are today. Billie Eilish is attracted to women. This from an article from BuzzFeed where she did, it was basically a bunch of pictures, a bunch of big old blurbs. She discussed in Variety, actually, about her sexuality. Says she's never really felt like she could relate to girls very well, but she loves them as people and is attracted to them for real. She also says she's physically attracted to them now, but she has also been intimidated by their beauty and their presence. She also had some things to say in Variety, basically some other articles cut up a bit different pieces in their excerpts to get them their views, including things like the fact that she wore all that baggy clothing before because she had some body image stuff, body dysmorphia, I guess, maybe not exactly defined or something that was actually diagnosed, but she wasn't really all that keen on showing off her body. Now that she's more mature in many ways, she is ready to kind of be more physically out there, and she's attracted to women because it got some clicks and you guys clicked on it. Actor Lukas Gage and hairstylist Chris Appleton will divorce after 6 months of marriage. So the breakups continue. And these are two people who I had no idea who they were, and you people engaged it very well. This was a top 15 story, so the relationships of the day continued. Because you can tell I'm a bit weirded out by today's things. And yes, I picked the stories because they were conversational, so I only have myself to blame other than you guys for saying these are stories you want to talk about. But another breakup that seemed popular enough to pop into the feeds of other sites. We got this off CBS News, by the way. So we gave it to you, and you gave it back to me. In the meanwhile, You Belong to Me is what Taylor Swift is saying to Travis Kelce, as we are seeing from them. The two plan to spend more time together during her 2-month eras to a hiatus. Now, the hiatus, I don't think it's going to be, the hiatus is essentially still within football season. So Travis still has to do some work, come out there, because, they go to Super Bowls every single year. But essentially, they're wrapping up fairly soon, and they're going to get back to work for a couple things going here. But when they take some time off and take some breaks, Travis Kelce will be hanging out with his girlfriend, Taylor Swift, in more time to make a real, meaningful relationship. So that is good. Travis Kelce, I guess, not really, known for being so much a player, even though Taylor Swift kind of is. But the two young kids are seemingly doing well together, and we want something to last, and something to last for a while, and be happy and cheerful, unlike all the other weirdness and things we've been dealing with lately. In the meantime, our apologies, errors, and omissions. Today we are not talking about, I didn't get a story in about all the fights that were going on in Congress yesterday, because there was literally like 3 or 4 different distinct incidents. So we didn't post anything specific, but there was a whole lot of anger going on in the House yesterday, the House yesterday. And a lot of this is being said because the House has been in session for about 10, 11 weeks straight, when normally they're out after 6 weeks. So they're kind of tired of seeing each other. But the big story that was in range, really much in range, that we're not talking about, that we'll probably get to later when it happens, is that Starbucks unionized workers are planning a walkout, just like many other places. Starbucks is planning a walkout on Red Cup Day, one of their biggest days of the year, the big day to celebrate Starbucks and to celebrate charitable giving as well. So on Red Cup Day, expect a big day at 7 Brews, as many Starbucks and unionized Starbucks workers are going to take a walk on that day. Here's a story for today's tease, and it's an interesting one to tease to, so we can talk about this one if you deem it worthy of chat up. You just go to our feeds and tell us what stories that we want to talk about. We, because you will vote up stories we post on the feeds every 50 minutes or so from all various sources. You tell us if it's interesting by just engaging in it. You like it, you love it, you hate it, you share it. The more that it gets engagements into it, the higher the score it gets, and the better chance we have of talking about it in the next edition. Today is Wednesday, so this is a story we could talk about come Thursday. We give you 8 stories from Tuesday through Friday from the top 15, and then on Monday, 10 stories top 30. Will we talk about this headline? Chapel Hart is no longer trying to make it in country music. Quote, "We're not here to play fame." This is a group of black women who are in country music, in the country charts, doing the country thing, moving to Nashville and doing all that stuff. And they're giving up on country music specifically because it's just not working for them. There has been I'll say, glut of black artists who are doing country music that aren't named Darius Rucker, not just crossover artists who seem to need a place to go. And it's been a big thing going for Kane Brown, one guy who's came up straight up country, and you can't distinguish him from anything but country because that's what he's doing. But there have been a lot of players, a lot of folks who were doing the thing because it seemed like it was a nice transition thing to do, because they didn't want to sing the traditional R&B rap type stuff that is out there right now in the quote unquote urban ranks. So they went country to be more storytelling, be more soulful, be more themselves, and finding out that themselves is not the country listing. We can go deeper in detail than this one. If you deem this one worthy of chatting, go to our feeds on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/This Is The Conversation Project, and twitter.com or x.com/th_conversation. Engage in the stories. We can chat this up tomorrow if you deem it worthy today. Now, we're going to chat up one of our favorite sponsors right now. That is Blinkist, because it is something that I use literally every single day. Blinkist allows you to read more books or listen to more audiobooks faster. And it just does that. It takes the great ideas from a great book that may cover 300 pages, but boils them down into the real simple pieces that are the most important parts to them, and because they call them blinks, because you blink and then they're there. And so a story like a 300-page book may be broken down into maybe 8 different blinks, which can be read or listened to in audio form in about 15 minutes. Some of the longest audiobooks that you may listen to that may take days because they're unabridged and they're 8, 9, 10 hours, 12 hours long, can be listened to when you get down to the main points in 30 to 45 minutes. They can do that with Blinkist. They can also help you share this knowledge, share this love with other folks, because you can share Blinkist spaces and they can listen to or read the blinks alongside with you. Check it out at thisistheconversationproject.com/Blinkist. This It's theconversationproject.com/Blinkist, Blinkist. These are one of the longer standing sponsors to all my more better media projects and the Conversation Project, because I've been using Blinkist for quite some time. There are others out there, but Blinkist is, I'd say, the granddaddy of them all, and they keep doing things to upgrade and make themselves better. So check them out. They're an affiliate link, so if you install the app and keep it, that means we get a couple pennies back from them. So we appreciate you checking them out and appreciate you, just being here. We definitely appreciate you when we talk about ourselves in the Conversation Project. We are online at thisintheconversationproject.com, and you can find more details about the Conversation Project at our website. You can find more details about what we do every single day at the website. It saves time in the explanations here so we can get things more pithy. We're down to getting these things like under 20 minutes, which is really interesting, really cool. But go to the Conversation Project, find more information on the feeds. You can email us at theconversationinbox@gmail.com, and you can see how you can chat up, how we can fix things up, or go to the website, click on partnerships, and see how we can connect to actually work together to make this thing a better place. Yes, you and me, you and I, us together, making the Conversation Project and the conversations on the internet better places. We can do it. Yes, we can. Let's get on to some fun stuff for the day to wrap up on this Wednesday edition of the Things You Might Have Heard. And today, we're going to start off with some birthdays. Actually, every single day, fun stuff starts with birthdays. Today, we're highlighting Winston Duke, 37 years old, who was doing pretty good on his own, and then Black Panther came out, and of course, he became M'Baku, who, oddly enough, is sort of an anti-hero at best in the comics, more or less just a rival of the Black Panther, whomever is the Black Panther at the time. And Winston Duke taking on the role of M'Baku and the thirst trap that he is with stride. No one knew who he was, but all the ladies loved them some M'Baku right about now. Now we go to history lesson for today. In 2013, the new #1 activity on the internet in 2013, because remember, social media is not that old, and the internet only about 30-ish, and the social media only about 15-ish or so. But on this day in 2013, it was official. Social media was the most done activity, #1 activity on the internet, and it overtook the former #1, which was, of course, and we're at the top, we're pretty sure we won't get any strikes for this, porn. On this day in 2013, more people were scrolling their feeds for socials than watching porn. Progress. And today, it's a celebration of Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. Now, it's not just a day because you need to clean your refrigerator out, which you probably do anyway. But today, on this Wednesday, we are essentially a week away from Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is next Thursday. And so essentially, people start to stockpile, start to get ready for the food they need to prepare for next week. And the food is going to be in the refrigerator for weeks on end because of leftovers. So today is a day to think about and actually get some work done on cleaning out your refrigerator to prepare for Thanksgiving. Whether you're cooking or not, you want to make space for the leftovers that are coming home with you, or the leftovers that will sit into the fridge, or, as I said, the preparation dishes that have to go into the fridge for a few days. So on this November the 15th, clean out your refrigerator today. And if you don't have big Thanksgiving plans, you probably should have cleaned your refrigerator out months ago. You might as well go ahead and take care of it today. That's it. We're done for this Wednesday, the Wednesday, November 15th edition for 2023 of Things You Might Have Heard. My name is Jay Cleveland Payne. I thank you so much for being with us for our show here. We appreciate all the love, all the attention, all you do for us, because we can't do this literally without you. Go to the feeds and tell us what stories to talk about, because you put the words into my mouth every single weekday morning for Things You Might Have Heard. Go to the email and email us at theconversationinbox@gmail.com. Let me know what we should be doing. Make things a little bit better, maybe, or a little less worse sometimes. Sometimes it is about being less worse. And stop our website and click on the partnerships page and see if you want to partner up with us. Stay limber, stay hydrated, stay on task for all the grand things that we are doing to get together, because we want to make sure our lives are long as possible. And wrapping it up, record time, under 20 minutes. So we're going to just get out of here. Have a great Wednesday. We will see you as you vote up stories for our Thursday to chat up for Thursday.